Welcome to the Scenario Podcast, your guide to mental health and well-being. Each episode, we uncover practical tools, discuss expert insights, and explore how supplements can transform your mental health journey. Get ready to learn, grow, and thrive with us.
Welcome, deep divers. Great to have you with us. Today, we're diving into something lots of you have asked about. Supplements for ADHD, a holistic approach. We've got some really interesting sources you shared, and I'm quite keen to, unpack what they tell us about nutritional supplements fitting into the bigger picture of ADHD management. But let's be clear up front, okay? The sources all agree. Supplements aren't like a magic fix or replacement for medication or therapy. They're more like a complementary piece, part of a wider holistic strategy.
Absolutely. And what's really fascinating in the data we looked at is the growing research, It shows how specific nutritional support might actually help fine-tune brain function. It could correct certain deficiencies and potentially ease some ADHD symptoms. It's a really compelling field. So today we'll look at the science behind it, some key supplements that have good research, other options, and importantly, what to consider for kids versus adults.
Perfect. And I think starting with the why these nutrients even matter is key. Our sources really explain how ADHD is connected to, differences in brain chemistry, right? Especially neurotransmitters like dopamine and norepinephrine.
Exactly. Those are the chemical messengers controlling attention, motivation, self-control, all that stuff.
And in ADHD, those signals maybe aren't as strong or efficient, which leads to challenges with focus, impulsivity.
Precisely. And if we connect that to nutrition, well, it becomes pretty clear. Deficiencies can actually make those imbalances worse. Think of the brain needing specific fuel. Our sources show, for instance, low iron or zinc or vitamin D, even essential fatty acids. They can lead to weaker dopamine activity, maybe poor signaling between brain cells, more restlessness. So the idea with supplements is to give the brain those specific nutrients it might be missing to help it build and maintain those pathways better. This could lead to real improvements, better focus, maybe more stable mood, better impulse control. But again, it's crucial. No single supplement is a cure, but the science does suggest they can have measurable effects, helping the brain work a bit more efficiently.
That's a really clear way to put it, optimizing the brain's basic needs. Okay, so we get the why. Let's dive into the what. Which supplements do our sources highlight as having strong research behind them? First one that pops up a lot, omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, usually from fish oil. They seem really well studied for ADHD.
Oh, definitely. Omega-3s are foundational. And what's interesting is why EPA and DHA are literally building blocks for brain cell membranes. They help maintain the structure. This helps cells communicate better, makes neurotransmission more efficient.
So it's not just general good health, it's structural support for the brain.
Exactly. And here's something really interesting from the sources. The ratio matters. A higher EPA to DHA ratio, sometimes suggested around 2.1, seems particularly helpful for ADHD symptoms.
Oh, that's specific. So not all omega-3s are created equal for this purpose.
Kind of seems that way. It's like it's targeting focus circuits more directly. And there are multiple good studies, double-blind, placebo-controlled, showing omega-3s can help reduce hyperactivity, improve attention, even help with emotional regulation. Generally, they're safe. Side effects are usually mild, that fishy aftertaste, maybe some stomach upset.
Yeah, the fish burps.
Right. But taking them with food helps, or look for enteric-coated capsules they dissolve lower down, bypassing the stomach mostly. And for anyone plant-based, algae-derived options are great. They provide both EPA and DHA.
Good tips. That detail about the ratio is fascinating. Okay, next up, zinc. It's a trace mineral, but sources say it's directly involved in dopamine regulation. What's the story there? How does it help?
Zinc is really significant. Research keeps showing that kids with ADHD often have lower zinc levels than kids without it. And zinc seems to have this dual action. It might help reduce core symptoms on its own hyperactivity, impulsivity, but, and this is key, some studies suggest it can actually boost the effectiveness of stimulant meds.
Really? How does that work?
Well, it seems to be a crucial cofactor in dopamine synthesis and regulation, almost like it helps the medication work better at the cellular level. This could potentially mean lower medication doses might be effective, which is often desirable to reduce side effects. It's generally safe at the right dose, but too much zinc can interfere with copper absorption, so that's a balance.
Okay, so balance is key.
Absolutely, which is why testing zinc levels before starting is really recommended. Don't just guess.
Right, and you can get it from food, too.
Oh, yeah. Beef, pumpkin seeds, cashews, chickpeas, good sources.
Okay, that synergy with medication is a really important point. Now, another mineral mentioned is iron, also linked to dopamine production. How does that connection work, and what's the big caution here?
Yeah, iron's another crucial piece. It's like a vital component in the machinery that actually makes dopamine in the brain. Studies find kids with ADHD often have lower ferritin levels. That's the protein that stores iron. Specifically, levels below 50 ng/ml seem linked to more severe symptoms like worse attention, more restlessness.
So low iron, potentially worse symptoms. Makes sense.
It does. Supplementing can help if there's a confirmed deficiency. But, and this is the critical warning you mentioned, iron is not like zinc or omega-3s, where the risks of moderate doses are low. Too much iron can be toxic. It can actually damage the liver, the heart. It's serious.
Wow, okay, so this isn't something to experiment with lightly.
Absolutely not. Iron supplementation should only happen if a blood test shows a clear deficiency. And it must be under medical supervision, period. Also, little tip. Taking it with vitamin C helps absorption. But avoid taking it with calcium, like milk or calcium supplements, as that hinders absorption.
Got it. That warning is loud and clear. Professional guidance and testing are non-negotiable for iron. Okay, so moving beyond single nutrients, some sources talk about broad-spectrum micronutrients, like combination formulas.
Exactly. It's a different approach. Instead of targeting just one thing, these formulas provide a whole range of essential vitamins and minerals together. The thinking is, the brain is complex. It needs lots of different nutrients. And sometimes it's not just one big deficiency, but maybe several smaller ones adding up to impact function.
That makes sense. Covering all the bases, potentially.
Sort of. And clinical studies on some of these blends have actually shown improvements. Better mood regulation, focus, emotional control. Some people report less irritability, better daily functioning, often used alongside medication, not instead of it. This approach might be particularly helpful for people with known multiple deficiencies, or maybe if their diet isn't consistently great.
Interesting. A kind of nutritional safety net, perhaps. Beyond those, are there other, maybe less primary but still promising supplements mentioned? Things that offer extra support?
Yeah, there are a few others that pop up as potentially helpful synergistic players. Magnesium, for example. It's really important for calming the nervous system, helping the body relax. Low magnesium is pretty common in ADHD and can make things like restlessness, irritability, sleep problems worse. So supplementing might help with hyperactivity, promote a bit more calm.
Okay, magnesium for calm. What else?
Vitamin D comes up quite a bit. It's key for overall brain health, mood regulation, even making neurotransmitters. And again, people with ADHD often have lower levels. This deficiency might worsen symptoms. So if levels are low, supplementing could support mood, focus, general brain function. Testing first is ideal, of course.
Of course, testing seems to be a recurring theme.
It really is. And one more is N-acetylcysteine, usually called NAC. It's an antioxidant, helps protect brain cells. It also helps regulate glutamate, another important brain chemical. Some studies suggest NAC might help reduce irritability, aggression, those emotional ups and downs some people with ADHD experience. It helps balance things out a bit.
Okay, so magnesium, vitamin D, NAC, interesting supportive options. Now, what about herbs? Ginkgo, Pycnogenol. This feels like an area where we need extra caution, right? Compared to the nutrients.
You're absolutely right to flag that. The research on herbs for ADHD is generally not as strong or extensive as for things like omega-3s or zinc.
Yeah.
As crucial context, these should really be seen as complementary, maybe, but not replacements.
Right.
Definitely need professional guidance. Ginkgo biloba, for instance, it's an ancient remedy, traditionally for memory, concentration.
Right, I've heard of it.
It might work by improving blood flow to the brain, protecting cells. Some small studies hint it could reduce distractibility in ADHD, but honestly, the results are pretty mixed, not conclusive.
Okay, mixed results for ginkgo. What about pycnogenol, pine bark extract?
Pycnogenol is interesting. It's packed with antioxidants. These might help lower oxidative stress in the brain. Think of oxidative stress as sort of cellular rust, not good for brain function. By reducing that, it might help dopamine work better. Early studies suggested it could reduce hyperactivity and improve attention in kids. But, and it's a big but, we definitely need more research before making strong claims.
More research needed. Got it. And Bacopa.
Bacopa Monnieri, or Brahmi, that's from Ayurvedic tradition, known as a memory enhancer. Some studies show it can help with learning, memory, attention in general cognitive contexts. Its specific effects on ADHD are still being explored. Interesting, but not a primary recommendation based on current ADHD-specific evidence alone.
So interesting potentials, but still early days for herbs in ADHD specifically.
Pretty much, and this raises that critical point again. Herbs can interact with medications, they can have side effects. Just because something is natural doesn't mean it's universally safe or won't interfere with other treatments.
Absolutely essential point. Always, always talk to a healthcare provider before adding any herbs.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, let's shift perspective a bit. Adults versus children with ADHD. The core issues are similar, but do nutritional needs or supplement strategies differ much?
That's a really important distinction to make. While the core symptoms inattention, impulsivity, hyperactivity are shared, the context and maybe the needs can differ. For children, obviously, proper nutrition is fundamental for growth, for brain development. It's like building the house, you need good materials. Research consistently shows kids with ADHD are more likely to be low in things like iron, zinc, magnesium, omega-3s, and because they're developing so fast, getting levels right, not too low, not too high, is critical. That's where testing and medical guidance are just essential.
Makes sense. Development is key for kids. What about adults?
Adults often face a different set of challenges that interact with ADHD. Things like chronic stress from work or life, maybe poor sleep habits developed over years, irregular eating patterns. These things can worsen ADHD symptoms and deplete nutrients. So for adults, common issues might be that persistent mental fatigue, trouble sustaining focus. Omega-3s often seem helpful there, or maybe dealing with burnout, which can really drain magnesium and B vitamins. For adults, supplements often work best when they're part of a bigger picture that includes lifestyle changes, stress management, exercise, fixing sleep routines.
Right, it's more integrated with overall adult life management.
Exactly. It's supporting the system as a whole, which might be under more chronic strain.
Okay, so whether for a child or an adult, starting supplements needs care. What are the absolute must-do practical steps our sources emphasize before anyone adds any supplement?
All right, let's boil it down. So what does this all mean for you practically? Number one, absolutely. Talk to a healthcare professional, a doctor, a knowledgeable pharmacist, a registered dietitian. This isn't just a suggestion. Supplements can interact with meds. They can be harmful in high doses, especially if you don't actually need them. Get guidance.
Crucial first step. What's next?
Second, get tested. Where possible, confirm deficiencies. Don't just guess you need zinc or iron or vitamin D. Blood tests help you target supplementation effectively and safely.
Test, don't guess. Makes sense.
Third, choose quality products. The supplement world isn't regulated like pharmaceuticals. Look for third-party testing seals like USP or NSF. This gives you some assurance about purity and potency that you're actually getting what the label says.
Good point. Quality matters.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Fourth, go slow. Introduce one new supplement at a time. Wait a bit. See how you react. If you start 5 things at once and feel weird or better, you have no idea what's responsible. One at a time makes it clear.
Okay, introduce slowly. And lastly,
track your experience. Keep a simple journal. Note your symptoms, mood, sleep, energy levels, focus. How are things changing or not changing? This helps you and your healthcare provider figure out if the supplement is actually making a meaningful difference for you.
that's super practical advice. Consult, test, choose quality, go slow, and track. A clear roadmap. So, pulling it all together, the core message seems to be supplements aren't a cure for ADHD, but they can offer real benefits as part of a personalized plan, supporting brain health, fixing deficiencies, maybe helping with emotional balance. It seems the best approach is tailored, right? Combining medical treatment, lifestyle changes, and targeted nutritional support based on individual needs and goals.
Absolutely. It's all about that personalized, holistic view. Which really leads to a final thought, maybe something for you to reflect on. This raises an important question. Given how tightly linked our brain chemistry and nutrition really are, could understanding your own unique biochemical needs be the key? The key to unlocking better focus, more energy, better mental well-being for you. What's one small step you could take, maybe starting today, to explore that connection with your doctor?
That's a powerful question to end on, thinking about our own unique needs. Thank you so much for unpacking all that with us, and thank you, deep divers, for joining us. We hope this gives you food for thought and encourages informed conversations with your healthcare providers. Until next time, stay curious.
Thanks for tuning in to the Scenario Podcast. Don't forget to visit scenario.com for more expert tips, articles, and supplements designed to support your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, take care of yourself.